Are you ready? Hey, think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready.
All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Monday night. Hope everybody had a great weekend. You are watching the Retro Wrestling Revival podcast. I am John, and joining me, as always, is my partner on the other side, Brother Martin. How you doing, Mr. Martin?
I'm doing phenomenal, brother, man. We are here to have some fun tonight, if you will. This is the Monday Night War series, and you know what? Last week, we passed a special milestone, John, and I know it brought a tear to your eye. And you know, just like diamonds are forever, so are the Horsemen, and so is the feud with Kevin Sullivan and Chris Benoit. Were you sad? No. Now, are you still sad that we will never
I have not
see
been able to get over it. I have not slept in a week. I have to go back and rewatch it if I want to get some sleep at night, because I can't live life without it.
I mean, seriously, man, just it's downright terrible. But by God, we are here tonight, man. Like we're on part 2 of Bash at the Beach, and brother, man, everything is starting to pick up. Not only like with our brand, but like with December, if you will, because not only is it Starcade month for us here on the Retro Wrestling Revival, but also we have the end of the year awards, like the Hall of Fame ceremony, and you know, like the number one person that we got is Mr. Rockabilly. He's the Rockabilly, baby. And within like the next couple days, we will be making. You know what? Which on our radio show this weekend, we will be making the announcement for number 2 on who's going to be in for the Hall of Fame this year, John. So, are you excited to make that announcement?
It's a hell of a list. It's a prestigious honor for them. So
it is.
It's a prestigious honor, Chico.
I can't wait, Chico. So what do we got on the docket tonight, brother?
All right. Well, we're going to have a great show tonight. We're going to be watching Bash at the Beach Part 2. Hey, Chris, check your messages on Facebook really fast, okay?
I got you, brother.
I sent you something. I told you I'd send you if I couldn't do something. So, but yeah, we got a great show tonight. So we got Part 2. Let's see how it goes tonight. So we got about half the show left. So we had a good first episode. Well, you know, a good first part of it, at least. It was pretty decent, to say the least. I think this will be a good card tonight. So wrapping up Bash at the Beach Part 2, it's going to be Jeff Jarrett, the U.S. champion, taking on McMichael with Debra. I think that should be a good one. What do you think?
I think it's going to be absolutely outstanding, baby. You talk about somebody that could potentially be in the Hall of Fame this year, man. Mongo is going absolutely berserk with everything this year. And I got to say this, man, I'm extremely proud. I'm surprised, but like straight up, I think he's doing a great job this year in World Championship Wrestling. Speaking of Mongo, brother, I'm so excited for the fact that he's going to be joining the NFL Hall of Fame this year. But you know what, man, Mongo, he's been impressive.
He's joining the NFL Hall of Fame. Could he be joining also the Retro Wrestling Revival Hall of Fame this year? That's the main question. It could happen.
Because no offense, but the NFL Hall of Fame, like, yes, it's prestigious, but it ain't nothing.
Not like ours. No. Daniel got some messages here. Daniel says I was going to no-show like Messy Beefcake, but figured I had more character than that. If we're talking horsemen, let's go Paul Roma. Pretty Paul Roma. Woo!
Woo, and baby. How you doing?
Billy said the dance floor better be extra shiny, like only Tim Taylor would make it. Yeah, you don't want anybody slipping on that one.
Dude, I love Tim, man.
He's the
Tim
man.
The Tool Man, baby.
He is the man. Jeremy said, just seen something interesting. Jay Uso versus Seth Rollins for the world title tonight. Jay Uso said this match is honoring Umaga's life. He passed away 14 years ago today. And 14 years ago today, the Usos signed their first WWE contracts. Interesting stat there. Okay.
Yeah.
Umaga was awesome. I liked Umaga.
He was. I mean, you talk about somebody, I don't want to sound cheesy, but like a candle like within the wind, somebody that was a main event player, but for a very short period of time. Freaking Umaga was. I think he made a huge impact, like with the short time that he was within the WWE.
Indeed.
Within the Umaga character. Now, as in terms of the 3-minute warning gimmick, I wasn't the biggest fan, but yeah.
It'd always be you manga to me. Oh, I love it. All right, moving on. Moving on, we also got Scott Hall and Macho Man Randy Savage with Miss Elizabeth taking on Diamond Dallas Page and Curt Hennig. That should be a fun match, I think.
Oh, God, yes, man. I can't wait, man. DDP is on an absolute roll lately.
He's on a tear, so it's getting even better for DDP.
It is
even better. This next match, I'm not so much looking forward to, but maybe they'll do something decent. It's Mr. Piper, Roddy Piper versus Ric Flair tonight in the second to last match. So we'll see how that goes.
Do you think we're going to have a promo by Piper tonight?
I hope not. I'd rather just see the match. So I would guess there will be a promo, but it is what it is. We'll figure it out. And then in the main event, it's Lex Luger and the Giant, and they're taking on Rodzilla, Dennis Rodman, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and they got Randy Savage with them tonight for the main event. So,
oh yeah, the Macho Man. Okay, so like straight up, man, I'm excited.
Jeremy says, wait. Chris, where are you? That card in the background is nice. Chris wishes he had that card. Yes.
Hey. This is like my secret man cave. Thank you very much.
He wishes. DDP is the people's champion, Daniel. Sit down, Rock. That's for sure.
He is. I'm telling you right now, this is like my secret man cave. I got guys. I'm just letting you know.
He's got Mustang Shelby, this Mustang Shelby GT 500 in there. He's got Corvettes. Shit, this guy's moving up in the world like the Jeffersons.
Yeah, man. Brother, man. Walmart, man. Like they're paying me.
They're paying the big bucks like that, right?
Big bucks, baby, if you will. Okay, so I got the stuff shared out. But
all right, thanks, buddy. Well, if you guys want to watch along with us, please feel free to join us on Peacock. We're once again
pull the cock out.
Just pull the cock out and check out some Peacock and check out some Bash at the Beach 97. It's season 4, episode 1. The timestamp, Chris, is going to be 1:24:04 is going to be the timestamp. All right.
Oh, hold on there. Okay, Bash at the Beach. Okay,
the 1:24:04 is the timestamp. Flair and Piper's promo battle for 20 minutes, and they wrestle for 2 in a double DQ. Then a promo for 15 more minutes.
Good God! Wow. You talk about.
Well, we do have an hour and 24 minutes left in the show, Daniel. So that very well could happen.
Okay, so what is it again? Like the timestamp? I'm sorry.
4.
What's that?
1:24:04.
1:24:04, baby. Okay, let me do this. I'm 1:24:07 right now.
That's perfect, bro. All right. So if you guys want to watch along with us, we're gonna go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hit that button now. I'll tell you when I get there, Chris.
Okay.
All right, Chris, hit it now.
Okay, I got you. Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit slow tonight, but yes, I am excited tonight about everything. If you will, I got an amazing thing to. I gotta say that Daniel and you're gonna be spoiled a little bit, like with Christmas this year. So, like, I'm just letting you
Woo!
know.
I like that. I like being
Yes.
spoiled for Christmas. I don't know if I'm on
Yes.
the naughty or the nice list or anything like that.
I mean, just
Definitely the nice list.
take it for what it is.
All right. Well, if I'm on the naughty or the nice list, it doesn't matter. So sometimes it pays better to be naughty.
It does.
Miss Debra was naughty at this point in time, as she's coming out with Mongo right now.
She was okay, because like she would always interfere like these matches, and like flat out, she needs to understand the boys need to be boys. The boys need to fight, and they need to have their opportunities to get their shit in. But no, she couldn't do that. And because she's the queen of WCW, I mean, she's nothing compared to the Miss NWO.
Nope. Daniel says an hour 24 seems too light for Flair and Piper promos. They're going to have to cut it down. Let's go, Mongo. God. Get the strap, baby. Spoiled. You got me, Rhea Ripley. What a jam-up guy you are.
Oh, that's so
Becky
nice.
ran into Nia tonight and said she owes her a receipt for that broken nose from a few years ago. She owes her more than a few receipts, Daniel. She owes the world a receipt for being subjected to having to watch her occasionally.
Oh God, no! I couldn't do that. I mean, like, the thing is that why they brought Nia back? I have no earthly idea.
Look at that Dick Dancer outfit that Jarrett's got on.
Yes, baby, this is absolutely amazing,
bro. This guy looks like he belongs in a Chippendale somewhere.
He does. I think Jeff would have been a very successful dancer.
His music was the worst here. I like his WWE music. Bum, bum, it was that just slow country twang to it.
Yes. Oh God,
you have to love the old Double J stuff. He comes out with those blinking glasses and shit.
All that. And
Mongo wants that belt, brother.
That and Home with My Baby Tonight.
People are still singing that song to this day.
Dude, honestly, the reason why Taylor Swift is so successful is because Jeff Jarrett decided to retire from singing.
Yep. Miss Madness is greater than Debra.
Yes.
Becky may suck at Jeopardy, but please send Nia to the retirement home.
Hold on. Okay.
It's weird seeing Debra without showcasing the legs and the puppies.
Oh God. So a question, like, okay. What's this thing about Becky and Jeopardy? She
was on Jeopardy. So they did a celebrity Jeopardy, and she literally got 27 answers or some shit wrong on it. She had like negative points. It was terrible. I don't think she got one correct answer on the whole thing. Daniel, tell me if I'm wrong, or Jeremy, tell me if I'm wrong on that, because you guys I know. I don't think she got one correct answer on the whole thing. So they're giving a lot of dumb as a box of rocks jokes about her, because she literally, I guess, did not get one correct answer on Jeopardy.
Were some of the answers simple? I mean, what?
I have no idea. I did not watch. 60 questions wrong, Jeremy said. 60 questions. Imagine that. 60 questions wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, imagine that.
60 questions wrong.
That's bad. Listen, I know Jeopardy's typically, pretty complicated for some people, or, depending upon what they're doing it, whatever the theme is, but pretty complicated, I'm sure. But not that complicated, okay? You're going to at least get a handful of them correct.
I agree.
Worst contestant ever, Jeremy said, and heard she was horrible. If you're going to be bad, make history, I say, yeah, bomb right out. Just go all out and be the worst competitor in the history. Don't do anything half-assed, right?
Be the Marty Jannetty or the Barry Horowitz of Jeopardy, okay?
Jannetty. That guy's a trip.
He is.
Look at Jarrett kicking his legs up right there on the ropes, doing a little Shawn Michaels.
Speaking of Marty's, I actually found the villain Marty Scroll's podcast.
That show is terrible, bro. I didn't want to tell you earlier when you sent it. It is terrible. Okay.
Marty's decent. It's just his host.
No, he's not.
Okay.
He is fucking awful, bro. I listened to 15 minutes of it because I love you and I know you love him and I'm going to give it a shot. I wanted to tweeze my eyebrows out and just pull them one by one.
So you think he's a better wrestling promo than he is an actual podcast?
He better just stick to something else because it ain't that.
I gotcha. Okay.
And I'm not saying we're the greatest or any of that. No, I'm not saying that either. I found it snooze McIntyre level of boring. His co-host is the drizzling shits.
Yeah, that's my main thing.
Yeah. Did you agree at least on the co-host?
Yes, the co-host was terrible.
Becky is the Yeti of Jeopardy.
Yes.
Yes. Marty Jannetty, I guess, was on RVD's podcast. I'm curious if they kept him on track for more than 10 seconds. Hey, what's going on, Andre? Great to see you again, my friend, and happy holidays to you too as well. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and are getting ready for Christmas.
That's right, brother. I hope you're having a wonderful night as well, if you will.
Mongo has really improved this year. I know we say it all the time for him here, but he has really improved on the show. I'm just
saying, Mongo, there's a very strong chance he might be a future Hall of Famer within the retro wrestling retro wrestling world. So I'm just saying, I'm starting it out there.
This might be a more perfect time than any to throw it out there, Chris. And the second person that will be inducted this year into the Retro Wrestling Hall of Fame for the second annual Retro Wrestling Revival Hall of Fame. The second person this year is going to be Mongo, Chris.
Yeah, okay.
Let's throw him in. He's got a thing here. Mongo. We're throwing him in.
Okay, so Mongo's definitely more than deserving this year. Okay, you know what? We can announce the third person on the radio show.
We will. We'll do that. We got to throw Mongo out there. He's going in 100%.
Because
Mongo just looks like a pro wrestler. Not many had a better look. He really does.
I agree.
He looks like a badass. I know he wasn't the greatest worker ever in the ring, but he really worked hard to improve, and
he did.
He really had a good year.
An A for effort. I'm just saying.
He really did. You could see he really worked hard at it, and you got to give him credit too. He didn't come over there and half-ass it and be there every couple of months or be a part-time guy. He came over and was a full-time contracted talent. So,
I mean,
Mongo, double Hall of Famer this year, Daniel. He's going in.
And the thing is that Rockabilly might be more from like a comedy perspective, but like Mongo, we genuinely want to put him in because he has improved greatly.
We put legit guys in there, and other than just for comedy reasons.
Yes,
we put guys in there for legit. I'd have to go back and rewatch the one from a few years ago just to see who we put in.
Yes, was Nick Patrick put in?
I don't remember. I think so. Yes, I'm going to go back and rewatch it one of these days.
Okay.
It's a really elaborate fest. I mean, we make graphics for everybody. There's specific There's specific awards that people get, given to them.
Exactly.
It's quite an entertaining event.
We give out Hot Pockets for our trophies.
Hot Pockets and cold beers.
Cold beer. We're gonna actually do a Natty Light this year. So I'm just saying.
I will tell Chris about the pitch later on, Jeremy, for sure.
Okay.
I will definitely do that. This referee will not make any Hall of Fames. Nobody remembers this guy's name. He's not going in anybody's. I don't know who this guy is, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And that's rare because we all knew the referees at this point in time, whether it was WWF or WCW. You knew the referees, always who they were. I have no idea who this guy is.
Well, you talk about knowing people. Your wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, good God. He's on track to have over 2,000 yards this year.
With ease.
Yes.
MV Hill. I think he's overtaken CJ Stroud for it.
Oh yeah. I gotta say this. Mr. Tua, he cost me the opportunity to win $300 this week.
Well, life sucks to be you.
Well, okay, because I use the app. It's called Prize Picks.
Okay.
And it's essentially you pick more or less on like their yards, touchdowns, whatever. So I picked more, and the number was 280.5 yards, right? You had to do more than that. He passed for 280 yards.
And then they pulled him in the third quarter.
Exactly.
Yeah, they pulled him in the third quarter. So
he was 1 yard short of me winning.
Oh, Mongo took the briefcase right on the side of his arm and then on the head.
Good.
I'm sorry to accost you, but he had a great game. Jarrett picks up the victory, that cheating son of a gun. Got a good reaction from the crowd, though.
It did, actually.
The crowd was happy about that. The Hot Pockets were under attack. Jim Powers had a nose for those things. The NFL is a better place with Brock Purdy in it. Brock Purdy is just
amazing.
The guy's like a god, all right? Brock Purdy is just the greatest. I love Brock Purdy.
They call him Dirty Brock Purdy for a reason.
Amen. Hill got me more points in fantasy than my Eagles scored.
Yes.
They said $300. That don't work for me, brother. No. Andre is saying slap nuts. Yep, slap nuts got the W here.
Do you think we could get Demolition in without paying them? Like we pay them in Hot Pockets?
Nah, they don't take Hot Pockets.
Damn it.
They don't call him Smash for no reason.
I gotcha.
He's going to be smashing those Hot Pockets. That budget's out the window.
What are you talking about? Retro Wrestling Hall of Famer Jim Powers?
Jim Powers he was the headlining class. Him and Hard Work Bobby Walker.
You know what? I'm thinking.
Look at Gene with the lays on again. He's looking suave tonight.
Dude, that mustache is just on point.
Oh, buddy. Gene's got a hotline report, folks. Call 1-900-909-9900. It's only $149 a minute, kids. Make sure you don't ask your parents.
You call that hotline now, and it's a female picking up saying, "Hey, big boy," and like straight up. So kids do not call it now.
Hey, business was good for the hotline at this point. They just raised the prices to $1.59. We got to change our promo without looking at it. Call Gene. He's going to give you an idea who the mystery partner is not going to be for DDP.
So it went from 99 cents a minute to like $1.59. So it went up 60 cents.
I think it was 99 to start. Then it went to $1.49, and then they raised it to $1.59 here.
Oh wow!
By the end of '97, they were probably up to $1.99. Oh my God! I don't even want to say this promo. What I feel when I see this. Okay, that's the Road Wild promo here, but
okay, so it's Bischoff, Scotty Riggs, and Rick Steiner.
That was Scott Steiner.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that was the Steiner brothers.
Sorry.
This is the worst. I'm not even going to say what it makes me feel when I see that promo. That was awful. And what's even worse was when they would have Tony Schiavone dressed up like he was one of the fucking Village People.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Daniel just called the number and it started playing Bertha Faye's music. It was money well spent.
Oh, God, yeah.
His guitar shots were the best, Andre. Nah, maybe Honky Tonk Man had some good ones, too. That's a tough one.
The honkometer. Okay,
the honkometer. We're about to see a classic on Raw. DIY versus Imperium. 2 out of 3 falls. All right.
Okay.
Look at that hat on Rodzilla. Rod the Bod, he called him. Does he have glitter in his goatee?
He does, man. I mean, he's just an absolute pimp like that. So, yeah, he can have that glitter and still be a man's man.
Yep. I have that Hogan NWO shirt downstairs.
You do?
Yep.
Oh,
I don't have the original NWO shirt. I never got one, but I got the Hogan Hollywood Rules shirt right down there that he's wearing downstairs.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. What'd you think about that? About like the Hollywood figure I found yesterday?
Yeah, it was good. It was nice. Yeah. They ran over an NWO jacket. I was wondering where Miss NWO's jacket went. Yeah, they got rid of that. Yeah, he was tagging with Owen before his passing, Andre. It was him and Debra and Owen were together as a tag team. So here we go. Hollywood and Rodzilla. I'm here for this. If my memory serves me correctly. Yep, you're right, Andre. They did do it together right before his passing.
What, Jeff and Owen?
Yeah, Jeff and Owen.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yep.
They
Jeff
were
and
a
Owen.
really good tag team
Oh,
together.
I liked them. They were really good together. I got the Hogan's Beat Shop version of this shirt. Very nice. And I had an NWO cat in the hat in the cat style. Oh my God, you had one of those caps, Jeremy? Oh, geez. Do you remember those cat in the hat style NWO hats, Chris?
Yes, those things were awesome.
Oh boy.
My first New World Order shirt I got from, which I'm embarrassed to say this, but WCW, they teamed up with the cereal company. I forgot the cereal company, but they made a cereal called Smacks.
Oh, I remember those. They're like little chocolate cereal, right?
No. Like they're more like honey. So yeah,
the Honey Smacks.
Yes, like Honey Smacks. So if you bought 4 boxes and you send in the proof of purchase, they'll send you a New World Order shirt. So I'm thinking, awesome. So I sent it in about 9 weeks later. I received it. So I got my first New World Order shirt thanks to cereal.
Why are you embarrassed by that?
So yeah, because the shirt showed up, which it was gray, not black, and basically the New World Order logo was red and green.
Red and green?
Yes, red and green. God, I wish I had a picture of it.
I loved Hogan and Rodman together, Chris. I gotta say it worked for me. What do you think?
What's that? Oh yeah, definitely.
Hogan and Rodman together. It worked for me.
Oh yeah.
That worked for me, brother.
Definitely. And for life, baby.
Here comes Hall and Macho as a team. That's a fun tag team right there, right?
Just imagine if they would have given them the opportunity to team up more, what they could have done. 2 legends of the business.
Yeah, those two could have done anything, and it would have been great.
Yes.
Was there something going on with Nash at this time or something, I wonder?
Or maybe Nash just wanted to take the night off.
Yeah, he probably did. It's kind of weird, though, because wasn't Daytona... He lives in Daytona now. I don't know if he was living back there then, but you would have figured this would have been something he wanted to do, at least. That was close by. Get one of his shows out that's right in his neck of the woods.
That's true. I mean,
maybe he was living in Phoenix at the time. I don't know.
But as you know, Nash, he pretty much did what he wanted to at this time.
Hall is holding both belts for him and Nash right here. He's got both tag team titles. And do you like those belts?
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, they're really cool looking, actually.
I think those are the second best looking World Championship Wrestling tag titles that they ever made. I think the best looking were the ones before those. Or do you disagree with that?
Say that again.
Okay, so my favorite version of the World Championship Wrestling, the tag titles, were the ones they had before this, but these are a close second for me.
I'd have to go back and compare them. They were a little bit bigger than this, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I like the little bit bigger version. So I definitely do. I like the little bit bigger version more. Daniel says Hollywood smells something funny. The Giant must be walking around backstage without deodorant again. Funny story. I got the NWO had at a strawberry festival in Dayton, Tennessee. Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
Too much machismo for one team. Hall has both belts. I guess an injury or suspension angle. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Jeremy goes with one of the many quad tears for Nash, probably.
So, we got Diamond Dallas Page, and of course, we got the censored, neutered version of DDP's theme song, which is...
I mean, it doesn't sound at all like the Nirvana song, right?
Not at all, actually.
Not at all. They changed one little bit of a chord.
Did you see that sign? It said, Hogan is Savage's bitch.
Hey, are they setting something up here?
Yeah.
We're going to have Macho and Hogan for the millionth time. And here comes his partner, Curt Hennig.
Curt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. You talk about legendary right there.
What an anticlimactic reveal, surprise entrance here as his partner.
And we both love Mr.
I love
Perfect.
Curt. That was just a dud right there.
But I got to say this really quick about the Villain podcast. Straight up, with Marty's views, they're extremely similar, with what we with how we see wrestling. He loves Bret Hart like we do. They did a top 5. I mean, the show was extremely similar, with our stylings. But I think But like with all due respect, I think our show is better. But still,
we are a little biased though.
Yeah, we are. I mean, but like we are for fans by fans.
How are people like? How did he go to the depths of nobody listening to anything he does to that level?
I don't know, because Marty was one of the hottest properties in the world of wrestling.
In 5 years, he went down that bad. That's pretty telling right there, how cancel culture can ruin somebody.
And it's sad, but I got to give a shout out to Conan for not letting that dictate him booking Marty. And he's booking Marty fairly strong in like the AAA promotion.
Everybody deserves a shot if you didn't do something like that, but who knows? We've talked about that before. Who would ever stalk Sarah with Kimberly being your wife? Very good point, Daniel. Hennig as a face partner should have never been done. Only time Perfect as a face worked was 93. I definitely agree with that too.
I agree.
Perfect was a natural heel always. And the allegations took him out completely. Yep.
One of my favorite Raw matches of all time was
Flair and Perfect.
Yes, Flair and Perfect, and
when Flair gets sent packing.
Yes.
Yeah, we watched it, I think, earlier last year or something, right?
Yes, we did. One of like the best early Raw moments.
It was a good way to get Flair to leave so he could go back to WCW and still look good.
And it was a great way like to put over Mr. Perfect. So
yeah, he didn't last much longer there, but
which was sad.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, he had a lot of back injuries at this point. He comes, when you see him here, he looks noticeably heavier. Would you say?
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
He was never a guy like with a 6-pack of abs or anything like that, but he definitely looks about 20 or 30 pounds heavier than he ever was in his.
Do you
in his
think
WWE
it's steroids?
Run. No, I think that he had a very long layoff and was probably still in a substantial amount of pain. And
yeah, I don't.
He never went back to his old form. I'll say that for sure.
He wasn't even close to being the Mr. Perfect.
I hate to say it like this, and I don't know if that's true, and I hate to say it, but to me, I think he was coming back for the money at this point and to get a paycheck still, and I think he probably had some health issues and substance issues, and he probably was just coming back for the paycheck, which you can't blame people for that, but...
John, the God honest truth, brother, if me and you were in the same position, we would do the same exact thing because we got families to take care of.
Yeah, you got to take care of your families. So
I respect it.
I want to ask this question with Punk returning last weekend. What is your favorite ending to any Monday show or pay-per-view? For me, my favorite ending is Lex Luger winning the world title. That's coming up here in a few weeks. That's me.
God, that's loaded.
Yeah, it's hard. I know. WCW wise, that's my favorite.
Oh, okay. So like with man, that's a really good. Jeremy, I will have an answer for you by the end of the show. I cannot think of top of my head. Like, there's a lot of good memories.
With Hall and Hennig in the same match, I'm ready to do the Wrestle Rock Rumble.
Yes, with the Wrestle Rock
Kurt's run in WCW gave me the West Texas Rednecks in his partnership with Rude. The West Texas Rednecks is an area that I can't wait to get to with him.
We're gonna be there in a couple years. We'll be there in probably 2 years. So yeah,
rap is crap.
Well, straight up, Scott Hall and Curt Hennig, former AWA World Tag Team Champions. So
not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Curt was a AWA heavyweight champion, if I remember too.
Yes, he was actually. Honestly, I would like to go back and watch some of like their super shows they did with AWA.
I've not really watched much of it in my life, so maybe one day we'll go back and check some of it out. Maybe it'd be a fun thing to do after the holidays.
Oh yeah, because
it'd be an era, and it'd be something we've never watched much of.
Oh yeah, because like the thing is, guys, that me and John, we do have very tight schedules, but something we would like to do, like at least once every couple months, do like a special bonus show for you guys. We're not going to promise it, but we're going to.
We got to do a clash again soon.
We do.
Yeah, we're up for a clash here shortly.
Those clashes were so fun to do.
Yeah, it's been a couple months, so we got to get to one of those here soon.
The last one was in what, Miami?
I think it was the one after Miami that we watched.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and look. It's been a couple months at least. I always love the Mr. Perfect, the Curt Hennig kick that he does with his leg on the guy. And the guy's head snaps back. Look at Hall selling his ass off. I love it.
You know what? my favorite pay-per-view ending of all time with the WWE was last year, actually. Bray Wyatt
That was
returning.
your favorite?
Brother, yes.
Wow.
You got to that and the end of WrestleMania 20 with Eddie and Benoit.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
So, because you know how much I love both those guys. With Bray and Eddie.
Hogan Backlash 2002 is for Daniel. Jeremy's going to go with mine is the ending of WrestleMania 20 with Eddie and Chris with both world titles and the genuine friendship that was displayed. All right.
Yes.
Love it.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
And but
your first one was a little surprising there.
Well, you can't say that wasn't an amazing moment.
No, it was it was a very good one. It's hard to pinpoint down your favorite endings to a show because there's been so many great ones through the years.
Oh yeah. One of my favorite endings with World Championship Wrestling was Spring Stampede 1999, seeing DDP win the world title for the first time, and he's standing up on like the top rope with like the belt held up high. That was one of my favorite memories.
Uncensored 97 is another one for me that we just watched earlier in the year. You know, when Sting comes down from the top and shows where his allegiance at. And you just got Rodman and Hogan there. They just NWO just won. And then Hall and Nash hop in the ring. Nobody knows where Sting stands. And as soon as Hall gets in there, he hits him with the bat. And the crowd just goes absolutely crazy.
Oh, God, yeah. I agree 1,000%.
I love the Lex winning the world title that's coming up here in a few weeks. Really can't wait to get to that spot. Lex looked so elated by it when he gets the belt finally. And Hogan taps out, the torture rack. And Randy Anderson, the referee, sells it so perfectly with how he does it. And it was so special. And the crowd just goes crazy. And then Lex grabs the belt and goes to the top and then jumps down to his knees. And everybody comes out and puts him up and celebrates.
Would you say that's the top moment in the history of Nitro for closing the show?
Man, I don't know. That might be up there.
Or would you say Goldberg?
Goldberg's a good one, too. I don't know. Jeremy was talking about Goldberg right here. He says Goldberg ending the WCW ending was Goldberg winning the title in Atlanta.
Straight up, which I got to say this. I think me, you, Daniel, and Jeremy, we are kindred spirits when it comes to wrestling.
You're not reading the comments. Chris can't see the comments. I'm the only one that can see them. So he can't see the comments unless it's on his phone. So he didn't even see those ones when you guys put them up.
No. So like straight up, it's like we are all on like the same wavelength. So
referee Mickey J in there. Great referee. Mickey J was always a good referee for me. What about you?
Mickey J, a very, very underrated, good referee. And with what I recently posted on our Facebook with Dusty, like with a bicycle, it had legends galore in that clip. It had Dusty announcing, it had Nick Patrick, it had Jerry Lynn, and it had the Big Boss Man.
SummerSlam 93 is an all-timer on how to end his show, but yeah,
I agree 1,000%. Oh, WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan.
That was a great moment.
Title. Oh, amazing moment.
That was a great one right there. Loved it. Michael Cole's announcing was just on point.
Michael Cole, I used to be very annoyed by him, but I think Michael's one of the all-time greats now. He's outstanding now.
He's been there a long ass time.
But I would say Michael Cole's best partner that I've ever heard him with was with Pat McAfee. I think Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, like, they complement each other perfectly. Or
no, I think they're very good with one another, and they're generally really good friends. So that I think that's why they're so good. With SummerSlam 93, Daniel, that is an all-timer on how to end a show, because you literally sent the fans home with everything you've been building up for months and give them absolutely the worst moment ever, because having Lex win the world title, not win the world title after all those months, but he wins by a DQ or a count out. Count out.
I agree.
Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah, they just did that type of endings.
WrestleMania 10, like with Bret Hart.
Hennig's walking out on him right now.
he just turned on DDP. Did we see a heel turn with Curt joining the NWO?
I don't know. We'll have to see. DDP's up for the outsider's edge, and that's going to end that one. Macho's going to probably hit the elbow on him now to close this out.
And did you hear Punk quote Kevin Nash last week?
I did not.
That I'm not. He said at the end of his promo, which they cut out on the YouTube, that I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
I'm here to make money. Yeah. Smart.
Oh, yeah.
Not a good way to sell it that you're a changed man when you do that.
Well, but that was a jab at Tony Khan.
Gotcha.
That's
Macho picks up the victory.
Oh, wow.
Did you see Curt? Or I don't know if it was Curt, I think, from the outside, or somebody spit at Kimberly. Maybe it was Macho. I don't know from the top. I didn't catch that. I just saw a phlegmwad coming at poor Kimberly. She's running away now. She ain't standing by her man there.
And like we got Miss Elizabeth, and speaking of Miss Elizabeth, like we were having a discussion like a few weeks back on our radio show about the greatest performers ever to never be in the Hall of Fame, and I think Miss Elizabeth, especially for females, is up on that list, and I hope one day she gets in.
Yeah, that's up to her family though, and they don't want it. So I know they've tried before.
Brother, she deserves it.
I know she does, but. You know, somebody's not into all that stuff. It's their right, I guess. I don't agree with it, but it's on them. Michael Cole knew he had to up his commentary here. He'd be backstage with shirts on his head by The Rock or terrorized by DX.
I got you.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Mickey J and Tim White both get injured in Hell in a Cell? I know Tim White did. I don't know about Mickey J. Did he? Do you know?
That yes, Mickey J did. And like Tim White, it was Judgment Day 2002, the match between Hunter and Jericho.
Okay.
And that's the match that ended Tim White's career.
Gotcha. Curt is leaving. Oh, wait, you got to turn on another, or come on, you got to wait another Nitro to turn. They always set up a cliffhanger somehow. And Macho was the loogie hacker, Daniel said. That's what I thought.
You know what? That's actually like a great wrestling character name, actually.
The loogie hawker?
Yes. Oh, my God, it's the loogie hawker.
Somebody can steal it if they'd like to.
They can, yes.
We're jam up guys. We'll allow it.
All you got to do is just send us 2 boxes of Hot Pockets per month.
It looks like somebody in the some fan out there threw an asthma inhaler at referee Mickey J accidentally. They're going to be regretting that later on if that was
they might have an asthma attack.
It's my puffer. Give me my puffer. All to get a moment to crack poor one of the NWO members, and he accidentally hit poor Mickey J in there.
Oh my God.
God, Kimberly is fucking hot.
Yeah, what you call it? It's a shame. It is a shame with what happened at the end. I'm just saying, like the guy, like with his inhaler. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I think, like
it's a bad day in Daytona for him.
A bad day in Daytona for him. So, like, I'm just gonna let you know that right now. I'm gonna say this right now, and like with Kimberly, with Paige, I'm trying to think, like with Paige and like with Kimberly, she eventually turned heel on him. I think it was in the year 2000.
That shit's a blur to me.
She joined the New Blood faction and she turned on Paige.
How is she joining the New Blood?
I don't know.
She was his wife and the same age as him. She wasn't New Blood anymore. Some of the people they put in the New Blood faction had absolutely no right being there because they had been around forever in WCW.
Well, like with all due respect, and you know that I'm a Shane Douglas fan. Shane Douglas was in the New Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, really?
Yeah.
Come on.
And he'd been around since the 80s. He was real New Blood.
Oh, yeah, he was.
He was polishing down some of those Hot Pockets when he came to WCW. That guy was about 60 pounds heavier than his ECW days.
Oh,
they must have had drug testing, things going on in WCW.
Oh,
the franchise became the Snatchize on that one.
And no offense, I think World Championship Wrestling, like, they dropped the ball, like, with the potential match between Flair and Shane Douglas. I think that could have been like the biggest money making match for Shane's career if Rick would have gone. If Rick would have gone full force with it.
Daniel says might want to have 3 extra inhalers with Kimberly walking around. And speaking of new blood, we got these two. Woo! I need some woo energy for this match. Boy, Ric Flair, this guy just constantly keeps embarrassing himself further and further. And to see people that enable him on social media is the most pathetic thing in the world. You know, like somebody's going, "You're a legend, Nate. Do you?" Yeah, okay, continue on.
I think Rick's going to be Sting's last opponent.
No way. No.
Who do you think it's going to be, John?
If Ric Flair is his last opponent, I will never watch AEW ever again in any way.
I think, honestly, they should have Sting challenge for the World Championship, and Maxwell should be his last opponent.
It should be Darby Allin.
You think so? Yeah. Passing the torch, pretty much, right?
There's no question it should be Darby Allin. Mentor versus the student. And you don't even have to do it as a heel turn for Darby, you know?
Yeah. So it's like a respect thing, pretty much.
Yes. Pass the torch to the kid. Have that one last match against your protege. See if your protege is ready to graduate and be his own guy. There's your storyline right there.
I think Darby's a good performer.
I think he's a great performer, and the guy puts all of his effort in. I know he's crazy sometimes. You want the angle. You don't got to have heel heat to it. You know, you have the teacher for the mentor going out on his last match and wanting to test himself against the person that he has spent the last 3 years of his life showing him everything he knew in the storyline and all that. And he's going to teach him one last lesson as the teacher type of thing. There you go.
Okay.
Boom.
Boom. There you go. Okay. I could see that.
That's how I would do it. But I'm not a writer for a program. I'm just a fan. Daniel would want a massive refund for his entire AEW run if it's Rick and Sting. Jeremy's going with Sting versus Darby or Sting versus Painmaker Chris Jericho. I could get behind Jericho.
I'll be honest. I think between me, you, Jeremy, and Daniel, we could write a better show than Tony Khan.
I don't know. He does some good stuff.
He does, but
it's easier when you're.
You're saying that it's easier whenever you're outside looking in, right?
When you're a fan, it's much easier to fantasy book stuff as a fan than it is to sit over there week in and week out. And not to mention, he does it for how many shows a week, you know? So
3 shows a week.
3 shows a week, you know, plus Ring of Honor and stuff and all this stuff there. It's a lot harder than people think. So
4 shows a week, essentially.
Yeah, we have great ideas as fans. All of us do at some point. Some of us awful, you know, some of us also have awful ideas as well at points. Everybody does. Yeah. But the thing is, it's a lot easier said than done until you're doing it every single week. You know,
I know, but I think the quality of his storytelling's gone down.
Sometimes it's like that anywhere, though. It happens.
And
Daniel says, "Give me the book on all the shows. Ratings, here I come."
I love AEW.
You know somebody that would be like a great booker, like in my opinion. I think Jericho would. If Jericho,
I think he's already doing it.
He is?
Yeah, I think he's already doing it back there.
Oh, okay.
I think he's part of the creative team. I know he books his own stuff.
I think Jericho and Daniel Bryan and Dean Ambrose. I think they would be
Dean Ambrose? Creative?
Excuse me.
John Moxley creative?
John Moxley.
No fucking way.
He could book the hardcore matches.
Bro, no way.
Do you
John Moxley is a great performer. I love Mox. He's great. This guy doesn't have the attention span to watch a 30-minute show, I bet. There's no way this guy could put that stuff together.
Do you think that Mox, he could go through a booking meeting without bleeding?
Maybe. I don't know. That's debatable. Daniel says Mox probably would want to off himself.
I gotcha.
He doesn't like people, bro, and it's one of those things you see about him, and he's honest about it. He lives in his own world. He's an interesting cat, to say the least.
He is.
You couldn't deny.
I told you the story before, and I have the picture. I met him at my work, and he was coming in. I was working for a car company, and they were renting in the airport, from vehicles from us. So when he came in, he all the wrestlers were in. We would see it every single time. And we met some really cool ones, that would come through. He was a very nice guy. I'll say that when I got him there. He reeked of booze and weed when he came through, which was amazing because he just got off the plane. He was so out of it that he was looking for, and this was just not, I don't think this was drug or alcohol induced. I think this is just how he is. He walks outside and he's looking for the counter outside and eventually comes in, finds his way in, comes to the counter, and he was just in his own world, Chris. And I never usually bother people for pictures and stuff, but I was always a huge fan of him. So I said, hey, could I get a picture with you? And he says, yeah, of course. He says, we'll do it out. He's like, can we do it outside in the parking garage where the car is? And I said, sure. And I was chatting with him for a couple minutes when we were checking out the car, and he was very nice, but he lives in his own world, Chris. I don't think he likes people at all. I think it's a real challenge for him.
Well, speaking of bookers, I got a picture of widely considered the greatest booker of all time, and that is Dusty Rhodes, baby.
We can't see it through your green screen.
Hold on. There you go.
All right, little Dusty action. Give me Claudio as a booker. That would be interesting, Daniel.
I know. I like
another idea for Sting's last match since it's in the Carolina area. Hit me with it, Jeremy. Hit us with it. John was happy to see Charlotte. She was awful. She was such a wench to people when she came through, Chris.
Really?
Yeah, she was terrible. She was wanted nothing to do with the fans. He was testing some woo energy before it even began.
Charlotte
production.
Charlotte seemed. Don't get me wrong. Like in my opinion, she's the greatest female wrestler of all time. But from what a lot of people say, she is a cunt in real life.
She definitely did not impress me at that point in time. But in fairness, she was just starting over there. This was like 2015-ish, so 2015 it was.
So she already had an ego.
Yeah. She had been in NXT for a good while, I think, at that point, and was just coming up on the main roster. So, hey, it is what it is. You live and learn. I'm sure it's frustrating for people. Piper's turned into figure 4 over as is always done, and they're acting like this is some type of miracle that this is happening. And Jeremy says he'd like to see Sting and Darby versus the FTR. That could be a fun match.
Oh yeah. But it's kind of like what they said like about Randy Orton. Randy used to be a dick, but now he's one of the most approachable wrestlers you will ever meet. Like he's.
Did you see that clip I sent you of him when he was at the gym for his kids' event, and the kids saw him?
Yes.
Yeah, the kids. Awesome. The kids see him that he's coming out, and they all stage this thing for those who haven't seen this clip. He's going to his kids' event. I think it was a volleyball event or something like that, or basketball. Yeah. And he's walking in, and the kids are all excited because they see Randy Orton. So the one kid has a bright idea to get Randy's attention. They're going to yell his name and then run out, and the one kid's going to RKO him right in front of Randy out on the volleyball court, and then the other kid's going to slide in as the ref. And they execute it to perfection to the point that Randy actually gives them a laugh and a round of applause and a thumbs up because he loved it. So,
that's awesome. Randy is such a good guy. He's somebody that I would love to meet.
Daniel says met Charlotte. She was fine there, but if she wasn't, I've chopped her like Gunther. Andre said she got on the radio station over here in New York, WFAN, and they were so up her ass. Yeah, I bet Andre. She just doesn't seem like she enjoys being around people either, and I don't blame them for that. Like I get it. Some people are very introverted and they don't like that, so I get it. We're never going to be like that, so I'm sure it's frustrating for them, and but hey, that's the price of fame that you pay to make all that money and to live that lifestyle that you want and to have the job that you chose.
I mean, yeah, because like we can never claim to know what they're going through because
some people are just dicks.
Yeah, because the thing is that John, like we'll never be on that level. So like I'm just saying that
nor would I want to be.
No, but at the same time though, you look at somebody, the nicest wrestler that I've ever met, which was Mick Foley, and he's one of the greatest of all time. Like easily, I would say top 25 all time. One of like the biggest draws in the history of the business, and yet he was the kindest wrestler I've ever met. And like him, Eddie, and Cross, all amazing human beings.
Yep.
So, just saying.
Let's see. Daniel said Randy should have RKO'd all the people in the gym. Just be hungover like Piper when I met him. You'll be fine. And Andre says, I like Randy. He's an Arius like me. WrestleMania babies. I love Randy. He's just awesome. He's just so great. I've always thought it about him since the beginning, and I always think it for the rest of his career. I love him. He's gotten better. He's like Jericho in many ways. He's like a fine wine. He finds always ways to reinvent himself, and I respect that. I hope he stays around for a long time if he can stay healthy and wants to do it.
Randy looks better than ever.
Yeah, he looks great. This match isn't half bad, to be honest with you, Chris. I know we're talking over it a little bit. It's not like super interesting because let's be realistic. If you've seen one Flair match, you've seen every Flair match, basically.
And that's sad.
It is. It is what it is what it is. Once again, they do what they do. It worked for him. Obviously, he's one of the all-time greats in many people's mind. But if you've seen one Flair match, you've seen just about all of them.
Oh well, speaking of Flair and Starrcade month, remind the fans of what we got coming up on the radio show this week, John.
Yeah, we're continuing on with Starrcade 93. We're going to be watching it each week a little bit at a time, and we're going to get to the end here shortly with the great match with Vader and Flair. And we're going to also be doing a couple more things this weekend that I haven't fully putting into place yet, so I can't tell you yet, but I got a few ideas on some stuff that we're going to be doing as well to kind of go along with the Starrcade theme. So we'll get to there, and we'll have a great time this weekend right on WDJY, our home every Saturday and Sunday night. Check out the Facebook for the links.
And like the God honest truth, I'm gonna be blunt with you. WDJY, they've been phenomenal partners with us. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for them.
They're great, wonderful people. And they got a lot of interesting shows on there, too. It's a talk radio station in Atlanta. And in 2024, we're hoping that they have a lot of channels that we're going to be spreading it out all across the United States on the radio every week. So we'll see how that goes. But we're happy with what we got right now every weekend. And it's a lot of fun. And doing these shows on Facebook and YouTube every Monday is fun, too.
We are almost, 40 shows in with them? Almost?
We just hit our 36th show this weekend.
36 shows, okay.
Yeah, 36 shows. So.
Oh, wow.
Plenty more to come.
How many people have actually lost while having the figure 4 on and being pinned?
Unless you're a jobber, I can't see any of them. So, yeah, he did have the last official match with Sting, that's for sure. They have a very checkered history, Andre. Andre, are you a guy that watches the current product at all, or are you just an old school guy like us?
Yes.
I always like to hear if people are modern, with the topics. I'm not. I just watch the PLE events. Flair's got something on his hand, looks like the brass knucks, but Piper blocks him and gets it off of his hand and nails Flair with it, throws it in his truck. Mongo's back, and he's having none of this. He's interjecting. The crowd is already throwing tape balls at him. Now Benoit is going up to the top, and I don't know why Benoit jumps because Piper looked right at him.
Why?
Yeah, Piper just looked right at him. Actually, he was off of Flair when he was going for the headbutt and got back on him just so they could finish that move with him going for the headbutt. Now, Benoit is grabbing the hair of Mark Curtis, the referee.
Oh!
Yeah, Mongo nailed his Tombstone Pal Driver.
Wow.
Now, how was that not a DQ?
No kidding. The referees are terrible.
WCW and their rules are just ridiculous. I mean, all companies have done it at some point. WCW was just ludicrous with it.
It's just terrible.
Old school fan for Andre. All right, Andre, I like it. Double Mongo. Can't beat that. It's a thumbs up. Double Mongo.
Apparently, speaking of World Championship Wrestling, you guys know beforehand that it was the National Wrestling Alliance. The current incarnation of it is owned by Billy Corgan, and which I was listening to a clip with Mr. EC3, and he's talking about how Billy never publicly said that the NWA was going to CW, and that the dirt sheet writers blew it out of proportion. So whenever that pay-per-view thing went down with the cocaine spot, it made it look as if they lost their deal. But he said the only thing that they had with an agreement was to be on the app.
Yep.
So me and you, we have said publicly that it was messed up that they lost their deal because of that spot, and I'm going to publicly state that I was wrong. So like, because like for me, I'm the type of person that if I report something false, then I'm going to be like, hey, yes, I was wrong. So like, I'm just saying, throwing that out
Piper
there.
just choked out and put the sleeper on Rick, and he passed out and got the victory. I'm surprised Flair put him over, Chris.
Same here. But you know the history between Piper and Flair. Like, they're actually really good friends. They're not Joe Gomez and Flair.
Dude, there ain't many people that are Joe Gomez level friends like he is with him. Okay.
But like with Piper, they were extremely close. They did wife swap together too.
I know, the celebrity wife swap show or wife swap show,
and which I actually like that show.
I'm a fan of the Nash and Bischoff and JR shows for sure, Andre. I agree with them. And your pick for the YouTube, he has some okay content sometimes for sure.
Who's that?
And he said he listens to the Russo podcast on YouTube though as well. And I said he's got some very good content that he puts out too. So good picks, Andre. If Piper wins, let me fall over in surprise, and Joe Gomez takes Flair's sloppy 50th.
Oh,
Joe loves being around. I don't even want to talk about the other guy, Chris. I don't even
Anyways.
I want to move on from that one. So
I got you. But what I'm saying is that like the beautiful part about wrestling and like the wrestling world is it's kind of like going to Baskin Robbins. Like there's flavors for everybody. So you're entitled to like who you like, and we will respect that. So there you go.
Nash had a funny show today, Chris. Chris, Nash had a funny show today that he did.
Was this one like with the countdown to CM Punk's release?
Yeah, it was. I'm not all the way through it yet. It was really, really funny. He's really him and Sean Oliver are so good together, in my opinion. I know some people might not like it, but I like the show a lot. I think it's great. I dig that one, Andre.
Which I'm going to listen to that when I go to work tonight. So like,
it's a good one. It goes by really fast too on this episode. I know sometimes they go for like 2.5, close to 3 hours on the episode, but this was a little shorter than the normal. It was a little under 2 hours, and it was really, really good. I really liked it so far.
Hell yeah.
Michael Buffer's here getting paid his $100,000 to say, "Let's get ready to rumble."
No, I'm not ready.
They should have just saved themselves some money and just bought a one-time recording of him doing it, and played it every time. Put one of the wax models of Michael Buffer up.
That would have been awesome, actually. Or like that, or like a cardboard cutout.
Put it right up there of him. Yep.
There you go.
Put it right up there. Michael Buffer is in the ring now. Now business is going to pick up. Andre says, survey says, yep. Let's get ready to rumble. Where is Jimmy King?
You know what? Do you think Lex Luger, he could potentially be in our Hall of Fame this year?
He might be. I don't know. We'll have to see. He's a lock if we get to the point by the end of the year, which I don't know we will, where he wins the title. He's got to be a lock at that point, but I don't know if we're going to get there. I don't think we're going to get there.
I'm going to nominate the Giants carton of cigarettes.
Yeah. Take that back, Chris. His truck's load of cigarettes. Guy's got a 56-foot fucking box trailer of Marlboro fucking Reds on the back of that thing, following him along wherever he goes.
Yes, he does.
Daniel says giant looking extra tan. That I think that's just cigarette butt juice.
No.
Here he is. Look at him.
No, I think from smoking too much, you know how it does skin damage.
Imagine what it looks like now.
Oh God. Well, it's kind of like my dad before he died, because he smoked since he was 13 years old. So like my dad smoked for almost 50 years. I
got to do this in my best Forrest Gump voice right here. Jeremy says, "Mama said he smells like cigarettes. Mama said it smells like cigarettes. Mouth tasted like cigarette smoke.
Mama says she smells like cigarettes."
Mama says stupid is, stupid does.
Oh, ain't that right? And
one of the
thing is-
greatest movies ever, by the way, Chris, is Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah, like that's one of like my all-time favorites. And
Hey, Chris, can you take the reins just for 1 second? I just gotta run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay.
Of course you do. No, I'm
I
kidding.
do. I actually want to see this match, so I'm gonna be keeping it on my phone here for a second so I keep up with it.
All
I'll be right
right,
back,
ladies
buddy.
and gentlemen, we got Hollywood Hogan. We madness, ladies and gentlemen. Legends all walking down that aisle style and profiling, ladies and gentlemen. So, like, we're gonna have a good match tonight. We're gonna have the giant, if you will, Lex Luger. Is he gonna torture rack Hulk Hogan? Is he gonna torture rack the Worm? Is he gonna torture rack Macho Man? And is he finally going to put his stamp of dominance on World Championship Wrestling and say, hey, New World Order, you're not going to pull one over on me. You're not going to take down World Championship Wrestling. And by God, we're the dominant force within the world of professional wrestling. So what's it going to be? Just saying, guys. All right, so let's say what Daniel said. Daniel said, it always feels weird seeing how it come out at the end of a music and not Voodoo Child. I agree, because like Voodoo Child, that is synonymous with Hollywood Hogan. But you know, the WWE doesn't want to pay those. They don't want to pay the Hendrix estate for the rights for that music for the network. All right. Rodzilla, Macho Man, and Hogan coming out together. What a trio of champions. I agree 1,000%. Rodzilla, Dennis Rodman, is considered one of the greatest defenders of all time, the greatest rebounder of all time. And the guy just absolutely dominant in the world of basketball. He was a part of he was a part of one of the greatest teams of all time with the 1996 Chicago Bulls. So flat out, Rodman was an absolute beast. He should torture that giant cigarette addiction. I agree 1,000%, man. We got to torture rack that addiction. Dude, man, Rodman, like with the glasses, man, like those Oakleys. Have you guys ever owned a thing of, have you guys ever owned Oakleys before? Because I know, like, with me growing up, especially whenever, like, I lived in Baltimore, me, my mom, my dad, we would go drive to Washington, D.C., and we would go to, like, the Smithsonian, because I'm a huge history buff. And right outside of like the Smithsonian, like the museums, all that, they would have vendors. So you would have like the hot dog vendors, and then you would have like the food trucks, and then you would have people that would just sell like random bullshit. And then there was this one guy that I specifically remember selling stolen Oakleys.
Oh my God.
For like $15 a piece. And those Oakleys at the time were like $100 a pop. So like my dad said, they are either stolen or they're fake. And I said, well, do you think you can still buy me a pair? He's like, son, I'm not going to contribute to this delinquent. So he told the guy to fuck off and go get a real job. So yeah, a fun experience
I can
growing
see
up.
your dad doing that too.
Yes. So, okay. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. In that era, he teams with Michael Jordan on that court and Hollywood Hogan on the ring. Yeah, dude, like the two GOATs. I agree 1,000%. How cool is that? How many people can actually say that they were teammates with two of the greatest in each respective sports? He would call them Stokeleys. Yes, stolen Oakleys. I love it, brother. So yeah, we got Hogan. Is this before Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain? Because his head is extra shiny tonight. So I don't know if that's so he could put like the ball he could put the cap on easier for the hair for the movie role or what. All right, so like the fans tonight, they're extra saucy, if you will, and by saucy I mean drunk. So yeah, we got Hogan. He is pandering to the crowd. There's actually trash being thrown in, and good God, it's Hogan is starting to slowly be pelted with items. He's just walking in circles. And Hogan is one of those individuals that he's so unbelievably good that he doesn't even really have to do anything physical within the ring. He's just the man is a master psychologist whenever it comes to holding the crowd in the palm of his hands. And not many people have that gift.
Hey, Chris, I got
What's
some
up?
breaking news here for you.
What's that?
All right. So on the Hall of Fame show, I'm going to tell you this right now.
What's
we
that?
will have two very special appearances that are being lined up right now.
What's that?
I can't say it on the air. It's going to be a surprise for the Hall of Fame show.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, well, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I got two of them.
Brother, I had a great story that I was told about growing up in Baltimore. Me, my mom, and my dad, we would go to like the Smithsonian down in Washington a lot because I'm a huge history buff. And I learned firsthand about buying fake or stolen merchandise, because there's this guy right by like the hot dog vendors, right by like the food truck, selling Oakleys for $15 a piece.
How many pairs did he have?
It's a steal of a deal.
Yeah.
If he stole that many, like how many pairs do you think
I'll send the Mean Street
Like
posse
50
to
pairs.
guard the ballots for the
50?
winners. Yes.
50.
That's a
We
lot
got
of
the
pairs of
muscle
sunglasses
coming
to
for
steal.
that, Daniel.
Oh yeah.
Mean
So,
Street posse guarding our ballots, Chris. Man, that's the muscle right there.
okay, so Jeremy said fake Oakley sunglasses at the Georgia flea markets in the mid-90s called Folkleys.
Yep.
The O didn't connect at the top.
Sorry.
So, which I'll send the Mean Street posse to guard the ballots. Hell yeah, man.
We need the muscle for those ballots, bro. We don't want another election of 2020 controversy going on here. All right.
Because you know that after 60 judges saying that it was fair, you know it's still rigged.
Hey, I'm not getting in any controversy over anything. We had to hire the big guns to make sure that we don't have anybody coming back and saying that shit.
Joey Abs wanted one extra box of Hot Pockets.
Oh, he deserves it. Pete Gas. Okay. Pete Gas is he's hyped up for this opportunity.
Which if you fans didn't realize, the currency we pay people in here is beer and Hot Pockets.
Pretty much, if they're lucky. If the budget is good. That depends upon how much money we make every month. So sometimes they get the knockoff Hot Pockets from Aldi's.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, which I think we was it this year or last year? Like we blew the budget on the Saturday night on the Superstar
on all those
show.
jobbers. Yeah, we got all the Superstar jobbers on that one.
It's disgusting.
I take it Jerry will be producing the show as well. What a top-notch service.
Yeah.
Daniel, he's been off the grid this year. I can't find him. He ditched even me and Chris, and we're his best friends.
Dude,
I'm worried about him.
I heard that Jerry, rumors and innuendo, he's in Thailand right now, and he's running a business, making Asian food, and he also runs a business where he's catching stray cats off the street. I don't know if there's a connection to why there's cats going missing in his Asian food or what, but I'm just saying.
Correct.
It's been a while since I heard from him, Chris. It's unfortunate. The last time I heard from him was over the summer. It was in about late July. I got a postcard from Vietnam from him, and I was so pissed because I was in Vietnam over the summer in June, and I just must have missed him, and I really wish I would have known he was there. I tried locating him after that. Nobody knew where he was, Chris. Last I've heard, the rumor is that he's out there on a boat in the middle of the sea somewhere looking. He's trying to sail to Tahiti.
Okay, speaking of boats, you got me thinking of Forrest Gump. Lieutenant Dan. That's my boat.
Rodzilla was made for wrestling with his charisma. I agree, Daniel. Rodman was just such a great character and, was a world-class athlete too. probably one of or the best rebounder of all time. And
he's hands down the greatest rebounder of all time.
Yeah, and looking at him too, you see him as the guy just oozes charisma. Listen to the crowd, man. The crowd is all standing up and cheering Rodman sucks. That's when you know you're doing something right and getting good heels.
Oh yeah. And I think it was Daniel.
Oh, arm drag on Lex.
Dude, look at this. The crowd is going bananas right now.
Look at Macho jumping up and down happy. Rodman's got his glasses on still. Easy work, he's saying. Come on.
Easy, baby. Easy work.
I know it looks so easy to all of us, like seeing it like, oh, that's got to be easy to do, just to do an arm drag. Come on.
No.
You know, it takes a lot of effort to do, you know, what they were doing. Let's see. Jerry heard that there was plenty of fish in the sea, and he brought a big hook. He knows that Jeremy can, you know, or Jerry Daniel can get any tail he wants. He can go fishing for poon anywhere, and he's going to be good. Go on YouTube tomorrow, watch the story WWE is building with Cody and Nakamura. Interesting. I'll definitely check that out.
Well, there's a local restaurant here called Pizza Inn, okay? And like the Bavarian cream pizza, my wife my wife growing up thought that it was called Poontang.
Stop.
Poontang.
Some kids at school were saying that. I thought that's what it was.
Oh, Lord.
I couldn't tell that story.
So, yeah.
So Rodman just got hit with by an arm drag from Luger at that point. So did Hogan. I've never seen an arm drag on somebody get more of a reaction than what Rodman just got for doing one and then for receiving one. I've never seen an arm drag get that type of reaction ever.
Every single one of these guys are absolute stars at this point. And like the Giant is just lucky to be around them.
Yeah, Daniel says it too. The arm drag popped Hogan and being tremendous. Yeah, I didn't even see that comment before now, Daniel, because these come in about 15 seconds after. There's a 15-second delay from us doing this to when we see you guys' comments. So I didn't even see that. Great minds think alike. No way an arm drag pops people like that unless you're doing something right.
And it's like we keep saying, John, okay, don't get me wrong, 5-star matches are great, but it's the characters and it's the characters that make the match. The crowd is going crazy right now, and these guys are barely doing anything.
Yep. It's not some 5-star classic in this one. It's just storyline and storytelling in the ring. The Giant is just a lackey at this point. He's pretty much been a lackey the entire year since he, left the NWO.
Yeah. Did you know that Kurt Angle has never gotten a 5-star rating?
And that's insane. That shows you how flawed that system is.
Yeah. And the Briscoe brothers finally got inducted into the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame.
They should get inducted just for having the Briscoe brothers body shop all those years.
No, well, yeah. I mean, like they're great characters, but like the fact is, but in all seriousness, I mean, like they were.
Are you talking about the Briscoes from Ring of Honor or Jack and Jerry?
Jack and Jerry, like the legendary tag team.
Gotcha.
And not saying like the modern Briscoes.
I think the modern Briscoes are a legendary tag team.
Oh yeah, like they're fantastic.
I know they've never been in WWE, but these guys did it forever together so long. And I'm not saying that because the one brother died this year. I'm not saying that either for that reason. I've not watched a lot of their stuff, but I'm just being fair that they definitely have a long and illustrious career with Ring of Honor. And
I think they're the greatest tag team ever in Ring of Honor. And
I don't think there's anybody close.
No, not even
Giant's in now to go take on Hogan. You know, it's amazing when you see the, Big Show, the Giant, Paul White, whatever you want to call him here, how big he was. And then here's a guy like Hogan that is probably a good 6'7", 6'8", 300 pounds. Rodman, I think, is 6'10", if I remember correctly. He's between 6'8" and 6'10". Yeah, he's between 6'8" and 6'10" for Rodman at least. And the Giant just makes them all look like peanuts.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. I mean, which at the time, the Giant was the largest athlete in wrestling. And now is the Giant, and now is Paul White still the biggest wrestler in the world size-wise?
I have no idea.
Or is it, what's his name? Omos.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I wouldn't even have a way to guess.
Which I'm a big Paul White fan. I think he's one of the greatest big men of all time.
Sure.
And it breaks my heart seeing him lately. He should be retired, like, with all due respect. I mean, but I don't know, like, if you've seen clips of him lately.
Yeah, I've seen a couple. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't awful, but it definitely wasn't good.
Brother,
was he ever really good in the ring?
Heart.
Yeah.
Well, no, but he looks like he's in pain.
He might be. With your body being that big and the weight, it's got to be hard. Daniel says the modern day Briscoes were something else. Almost has to be taller than a Big Show. I would think he is taller too. So I think you guys both might be right on that. Rodman being pelted with trash. The dude played in Detroit. That's a regular Tuesday night for him.
Oh God, yeah.
Jeremy says, I agree. The modern day Briscoes were amazing. Briscoes, FTR, greatest tag team wrestling trilogy in the history of wrestling. I put my wrestling fandom and reputation on. All right. Love it.
Okay.
Andre says, loved it when Bobby called Goldberg jackknife on the Giant. remember that awful bump that he took from Nash on his neck with the jackknife, Chris?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, I don't know how he didn't get paralyzed with that one.
Because of how physically fit he was. Like, the thing is that, John, if that was me or you, that would have paralyzed us.
I would think, though, to be honest with you, that it would have been worse for him landing on it than us because he's such a big guy and all that weight that came down on his neck when it got botched.
Oh yeah, I mean, but it's kind of like with Kurt Angle, which, like, a lot of people say that if it wasn't for like his neck muscles being built up so much, that, like, with his broken necks, he could have died multiple times because of it.
All right, let's see the size difference now because we got Rodman and the Giant in the ring now. Let's see the size difference between these two when they kind of size each other up. Giant was so big and thick, ain't no way I'm letting someone try to powerbomb me if I was him. Yeah.
Do you know why Nash let him do that? Because Nash promised him 13 cartons of Newports.
He would do anything for some Newports. All the millions he made, cigarettes are way more expensive, I would assume, than people think.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a smoker, but I would assume it is.
Daniel did make a good point, though, earlier, and he said Rodman is probably the only person in history to be teammates with the greatest of all time in wrestling and the greatest of all time in basketball.
That's a good point. That's a real good point. Michael Jordan and Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
See, Giant looks like he ate 5 Rodmans. Yeah.
Oh,
I like that. That was funny, that move when he took when Giant took Rodman down and he was, he was spanking him like he was his little baby.
Spanking you like a child.
He's letting him know. He's like, yeah, you might be big in the NBA, but here you're just a little bitch boy compared to us.
I'm smack you in the ass.
Rodman, man, that guy was making fucking millions to come here and do a few appearances, have fun, get in and do a 10-minute match. This guy probably made a cool $1.5 million, maybe $2 million for his couple years of doing sporadic appearances. You got to respect that hustle.
I respect that hustle too, and the thing is that not saying that there wasn't celebrities before Rodman, but I think Rodman was a barrier breaker for celebrities going forward, especially for people like Bad Bunny, Logan Paul, Stephen Amell. I mean, just like to where they could be seen as star attractions that can make money for the business. Celebrity wrestlers, I think the greatest of all time, and which I'm not afraid to say it, is Logan Paul. Period.
You know what's funny is people would criticize, I'm sure, and say, "Oh, you spent millions on Rodman." Even back then, I'm sure people, if they would have known how much was probably spent on him, they would criticize it. But today, I'm sure people, when they go back and do these retro style things like we do, say, "Oh, they paid all that money for Dennis Rodman." That's so stupid. I don't think people realize how big of a mainstream star Rodman was at this point. Not just because of basketball, but his antics and all the things that he was doing. He was dating
crossover.
Married Carmen Electra, one of the hottest women at the time. And he always made news and got attention. It was a great idea, and I guarantee you the return on the investment was worth it.
Oh, yeah, like without a shadow of a doubt. And the thing is that especially like with the pay-per-view buys, Rodman made WCW money, period.
Creed Brothers versus Dirty Dom and the King from the movie Shrek is on now.
Yes.
He got to smoke some stogies and do whatever he wanted while being paid top dollar. Man was living the life. It was good club money. Rodman was well worth the money. It's not like WCW wasn't winning at that time too. Yeah, they were making money just hand over fist at this point, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, like with that
$2 million was like $100 bill to one of us, a normal person.
Oh god, yeah.
Rodman kicks Luger in the back of the head, and Hogan nails him.
Rodman's playing his role very well.
He is. He got in the ring. He's done his part and done his thing. I wonder if he'll be the one taking the fall. I don't remember the ending to this.
And the thing is that I talked about Pizza Inn earlier, but one of the former spokesmen for Pizza Inn were the Von Erichs, and I cannot wait to go see the Iron Claw. So, and that's coming out in a couple weeks. So, John, are you going to go check it out?
I definitely will. I definitely want to, for sure. I don't know if I'll watch it in the movie theater, Chris, but I'll definitely catch it when it's streaming for sure.
Okay.
I might go see it in the movie theater. It's hard because, I go to the movies with my daughter every couple of weekends. We always go together on a Sunday and hang out for the day, go get, a movie and dinner and stuff like that. So I don't think she'd want to see Iron Claw. So I think I'd be the only one that would want to see it. So I'd probably have to go to the movies alone to go watch that. So that's why I might wait on streaming.
I got you, which I got the Cinemark app, and we get like one free ticket per month.
There you go.
And we get 25% off like concessions, all that stuff. And so normally what I do is I get like my free ticket, and I normally buy like a senior citizens ticket on top of that. And I can go to
telling you, you're going to get caught doing that.
And
nobody knows. It's okay. Almost everybody does that shit when you buy it online and you see the kids are the senior citizens.
Oh yeah,
money's tight one month for a little bit, man. An extra couple of bucks can help somebody. I guarantee most people have done that in modern times.
Oh yeah. So I go there. So me and my wife, we can go to like a movie before the food for like $8. Now right after like we buy concessions, we're spending about $35, but still.
Actually, no, it's been 16 normally.
Okay.
Because I have to have popcorn.
Iron Claw will be great for sure. I agree. Worst celebrity to get in the ring, Jay Leno. All right, Jeremy, I got to say different. All right. He was terrible in the ring. He was worth it due to the attention he got, I'm sure. And that's the reason why, they brought him in, because he was the host of the most popular night show in the world. Mm-hmm. But he was plumb terrible in the ring. The worst one for me would probably be for celebrities is that no talent ass clown from that Jersey Shore Cookie or Snooki. Snooki. All right. It's got to be her. For me, that was one that made no fucking sense. I know Jersey Shore was popular at the time, but it wasn't that fucking popular.
Yeah, Johnny Fairplay from Survivor was on TNA, and he was
on for a couple of years over there, right?
Yes.
Boy, the giant is clearing house here, Chris. He's looking good tonight.
He's
got to want to get back. He's got to be jonesing for those smokes, bro. That's why he's trying to get this over with.
Dude, like he's going through withdrawals right now. Like he's really.
Stinger's coming out now. Is that the Stinger?
No, that's not the real Sting.
Who knows? Could he be under the mask? I don't know.
I love how
Sting... it's definitely not him. Is that Nash? I think that's Nash. I think that's Nash coming out, Chris, under the mask.
Yeah, because Sting's awfully tall.
And he stepped over the ring just like Nash does. That's Nash.
Seriously, come on.
It's kind of funny, though.
Come on, Tony.
Yeah, that's Nash. Drew Carey in the Rumble. It was hilarious, yeah. Snooki Mania, Daniel said. Andre's giving some good laughs. And Daniel says, I'd have loved it if Dusty did commentary during the Snooki match. It'd be the only way she'd be worth it.
Snooki.
Hogan's going up in the rack now.
Yes.
Lex is nailing, but there's no referee. Now we got a referee. Nick Patrick is here, the greatest ever, and he calls it right down the middle. Good job, Nick.
Yeah, for now.
Hogan quit.
Oh.
Rodman's in the rack now. Shit.
Good God.
Wow.
And he's
All
making
right.
sure to do it carefully that way, because the Bulls had an insurance policy on him.
Yep.
Oh God,
Now
God,
Macho's
he's
in the
right
wreck.
here.
This is how you build somebody to get a world title feud with Luger, how they're doing it with Luger right here, and where it's going to go in a few weeks.
I'll be honest with you. This match from a wrestling standpoint was horrible, but a storytelling standpoint, excellent.
I don't think it was a horrible in-ring match, to be honest with you. Was it
I-
limited? Of course, because none of these guys are the
There you
greatest
go.
workers.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
It was limited, but it worked perfectly.
Yes.
They didn't
I
have
thought
to do
that
anything.
served its purpose.
It really served its purpose. It was highly entertaining, in my opinion.
Which I agree, because like the thing is that with Luger beating Hogan, then that but then like that puts doubt like within Hogan's mind. Holy crap!
Yep.
When I put the world title up against him, can he beat me twice? So like the fans like they're thinking, holy crap, Lex might be able to pull this off.
Yep. How did you feel about Knoxville versus Sammy? I thought it was a funny match, Jeremy, when I saw it. What about you, Chris?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought he did a good job.
I think Sammy did a phenomenal job, like with carrying the match. And he made what's his name? Sammy made Knoxville look like $1 million.
Yeah, and it definitely did its purpose.
And it so yes,
Rodman must have caught Randy Anderson stealing a stogie because he headbutted him a few times. What a fair and impartial referee that Nick is. I agree. And only thing wasn't the big feud. Luger would have definitely been able to run for a few months as a champ.
I agree. And remember, Merry Christmas to all except Bill Goldberg, according to Bret Hart.
God bless him. God bless him. All right, Chris. Well, that was a blast as always tonight, my friend. Before we sign off here, do you got any closing thoughts before we conclude?
I gotta say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to every single person that supports our brand, because it's for fans by fans. We are on our way to 2,100 followers on Facebook. We are kicking butt on the radio show. This is Starrcade Month, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? We're going to have the announcement of the third inductee with the Retro Wrestling Hall of Fame this weekend. We're going to continue the watch along to Starrcade 93. And straight up, we're going to have some amazing shows coming up. So thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Bash to the Beach was a blast to watch. And you guys make this all possible. The fact is that you can help. No, straight up, you guys have helped us pay for the cost for our show. With your support, literally, just by viewing our stuff, you help us make money so we can pay for our stuff every single month. So thank you for that. Me and John are extremely grateful, and we will continue to do it, if you will. This is for fans by fans, and you know what? We just want to bring everybody together with our passion for professional wrestling. So there you go.
You got it. Jeremy says, great show tonight. Have a great night, Chris. Drive safe at Walmart tonight, brother. Absolutely. All right, everybody. Well, we're out of here for the night. Make sure you like and follow the page on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Give a like to this video. Be greatly appreciated. And we will be back this weekend. Keep an eye on the Facebook Retro Wrestling Revival Podcast for announcements of, the link you got to click on for the show. It's easy. So we'll be back on Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 10 as always, Eastern Time. And we will see you all then. Have a great night. Thank you for watching the Retro Wrestling Revival.
Bang, bang.